Welcome back to Fraser Fields. We're set to start the second game. Chuck Schreiber leads off for the ground ball. An error allows him to reach first base. This is Lorenz Ollie. Hit to third. They get one, safe at first. So they get the important one in the middle. Third baseman McCafferty this game. This is Kyle Algier, the shortstop. The runner takes off, the ball slapped foul. Wide for a ball. I've gone this far without mentioning Roman Valdez is the pitcher on the mound for it. They throw it away at first base. Threw it way over the head. Of the first baseman, DiFilippo. So the runner was on the move, running. The last couple of pitches, they were fouled off. So they throw it over and they airmailed it way over DiFilippo's head. Swing and a miss. He chased that pitch way up and away. Big game for both teams. This is a game in or out of the state tournament for Minuteman. They're 8-9. This is their last game. I don't know why they only play 17. The runner takes off for third, in with a stolen base. Over the head. Sam Ravella, the second baseman, has ducked under that one. He had a big double in the first game tonight that knocked in the first 3 runs and put Tech in a hole that they couldn't get out of. Lined in the center field, coming on, makes the play. Colby Buckland on senior night. He's a senior. Ravella hit that a shot, and it stayed up long enough for Buckland to go get it. So Minuteman threatens. But they're down in the inning. For Tech, it'll be Eddie Lewis, the second baseman, leading off. Buckland, who made that nice play, center field, will bat second. Playing first base, Dylan DiFilippo hitting third. The first game starting pitcher is now the third baseman, Will McCaffrey, in the cleanup spot. The shortstop, Mario Giordano, hits number 5. Hitting sixth and playing left field, Chris Boyd. The catcher, Dylan Nordyke, will hit number 7. Playing right field and hitting 8th is Colin Newhall. And rounding up the bottom of the batting order and batting 9th is the pitcher, Roman Valdez. So Tech needs this one to get back to 500. They would still have to win the game Monday to get in the state tournament. Hit up the middle, near the second base bag. Nice play by the shortstop, Algier. Throws Lewis out. Just saw his life passion for him, did Kobe Buckland. I don't know if they hit the bat or not. Hit in the air. Everybody drifting. Left fielder finally finds it. And the left fielder makes the sliding catch off Buckland. Dylan DiFilippo, the first baseman, slices it foul. Rules foul. The sun comes out bright again. It's been bouncing around all day long. Slices it foul again. That's a major league wild pitch. They missed everything all the way to the backstop. So we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. So a 1-2-3 inning for Zach. Lincoln Clark takes the pitch inside for a ball, leading off the second inning. So this is the last game of the season for Minuteman. They are now 8-8. If they lose, they're out of the state tournament. If they win, they're in. Ground ball to first. A race to the bag. Won by DiFilippo. Tech, on the other hand, they were 8-8 coming in. They lost the first game. They go to 8-9. If they win this, they'll be 9-9, but they still have a game left on Monday that they would have to win. So Minuteman has to win one. Tech has to win the next two. Soupy Campbell, the catcher. We got a Soup Campbell here in Lynn, who's an umpire. A lot of people know Soup Campbell here in Lynn. In for a strike on the inside corner. Swing and a miss in on the hands. So down 2-0, evens the count 2-2. Reaches for that one, just touched it. Just got a piece. Didn't miss by much. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. He walks. A 1-out walk. Nolan Griffin is the first baseman. In for a strike. The coach for Minuteman really did a number on him. He puts them like 3 is third base, 2 is second base, 1 is first base, which obviously is not correct. 1 is the pitcher, 2 is the catcher, 3 is first base. But the outfield, he put down left, center, and right. Foul tip off Nordyke. He threw me a curve. The first game, he only had last names on the, and it was late. We had to get going. So I said, I'll go with the last names. And he said, okay, I'll make sure I get your first names for the second game. I said, that'd be great. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So when he went down to get the roster, sure enough, he had the first names. And that's all he had. He didn't have the last names. Ryan Hodges is the DH. He's hitting for the pitcher, Zach Ofanos. They didn't use a DH in the first game. Pitcher's getting ready to throw. The umpire is standing not behind home plate with his hands up, saying, hold on. Now the base umpire comes in, talking to the pitcher, saying, make sure you check with the plate umpire before you throw the ball. Swing and a miss. So this, in fact, is the tournament for Minuteman. Their first tournament game because they have to win. High and tight for a ball. Way up and in for a ball. That one goes to the backstop. Never let go of that one. Wild pitches were big in the first game. Both Tech runs were scored on wild pitches. We had a timeout while the runner at second ties his cleats. Now we're set. Missing inside. And I wondered, I said a ball four, but he was waiting. So that's the second walk given up in the inning. First and second with 2 outs brings Eddie Lewis out of the dugout with that slow walk to the pitcher's mound. It'll bring out a conference on the mound. It brings out a conference in the outfield. And it gives Minuteman a chance to talk to the hitter. Both the first base and third base coach getting together with the hitter. So conversations going on everywhere. Walks hurt Tech in the first game. 6 walks, 3 of them scored. So an out, a walk, an out, and a walk. Tech is hoping the procedure stays in line because this will be an out. Anthony Serrano, the right fielder, is the hitter. Swing and a miss. Solid shot into left field for a base hit. I'm not sure where he was throwing the ball. The left fielder threw the ball by the... They held the runner at third, and they threw the ball. I don't know where he was throwing it. The first baseman was coming in to help with the pickoff, the cutoff. The third baseman covering third, he threw it over to first base. And the run scores. You wonder why coaches get gray hair. They held the runner at third, so it was going to be 3 on with 2 out. Instead, it's 2 on with a run in. I couldn't believe it when I saw the throw. Threw it right to the first base bag, and there was nobody there. So again, walks hurt. The walk scored the run here. And another walk. Third walk in the inning. Loads the bases. Lorenz Ollie was the winning pitcher in the first game. He's now the center fielder. And Nordyke and DiFilippo talking to the pitcher. I don't know. He was rubbing his leg like he hurt something. The trainer's coming out to check on him. That gives both coaches, first and third, again a chance to talk to the hitter. So an out, a walk, an out, a walk. Then the slap single to Red, and the ball thrown away. Scores the run and another walk. So they've loaded the bases with a run in. They only have one hit, but they got 3 walks. Trainer was walking away. Now she's walking back again. Flinching that right foot. Umpire talking to him, giving him a couple of extra seconds to try and get rid of whatever it is that's bothering him. Back to baseball. Hit in the air. Long run, not going to get there. Wasn't quite high enough. It stayed, it was playable, but it wasn't high enough for Norddyke to get back and make a play. Schreiber reached on an error, leading off the ball game. Both games, Tech is the home team. I thought maybe Minuteman would be the home team for one of these. In for a strike. Didn't miss by much. Just outside. Hit in the air. It's playable. Eddie Lewis calls everybody off. He makes the play. But Minuteman, thanks to the big error, gets on the board. They take a lead in this very big game for both teams. 1 run on 1 hit. The first walk scores. And Tech, for the second game in a row, has to play catch-up. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Tech. Will McCafferty, Mario Giordano, Chris Boyd. This time they only have to chase 1 run. Zach Alfanos now has a run to work with as he starts his second inning. A must-win for both teams. A win by Tech. They survive into Monday, needing a win to get in the state tournament. A win by Minuteman here. They're in the state tournament. They'll be 9 and 8. A loss by Minuteman. They're out of the tournament because this is their last game. Again, amazing that the season is coming to an end. This being Thursday, tomorrow night, there'll be a doubleheader here. The Dougie Mullins tournament, Classical against Swampscott, St. Mary's against English. The championship game, 2 o'clock Saturday. The consolation game, 11 o'clock Saturday. And the same weekend, 4 and 6, the Holland tournament down at the Regato Field at the Babe Ruth Complex, softball on Saturday. And then Sunday, 11 and 2 down at the Regato Complex. Chase, that pitch was way over his head. Will McCafferty is now the third baseman. 4, 5, and 6 for Tech here in the second inning. Down and away for a ball. Alfano's not overpowering, just throws it up and says, hit it. Hope my defense will make the play. High and tight for a ball. Yeah, it's ball 4. First base runner for Tech is McCaffrey with the base on balls. Mario Giordano. Tech ran in the first game. They stole bases. Every chance they had, they stole. Let's see if they do it again. Mario Giordano, the shortstop. He called a balk on the pitcher. Now he's going to tell him what he did. He would have gone to second anyway. The ball went to the backstop. So he's explaining to the pitcher what he did. I think once you make a motion to the plate, you have to go to the plate. What he did was he stepped towards the plate and then spun. He was almost like with a wind-up and with a pause from the stretch. Way up and in for a ball. Way up over the head of Giordano. Way up and in, 3-0. He'll take a long look at this pitch. Off the catcher, the runner's going to go to third. That'll be a pass ball. Off the catcher's glove. So first and third for the Tigers with nobody out. Chris Boyd, the left fielder, will be the hitter. I'm sure he's going to steal second base. He's already gone. Swing and a miss. He was already walking almost before the pitch was thrown. So second and third with nobody out here in the second inning. Hit foul by third base. Solid shot to left field. You get out in front and pulled it foul. Hit it well. Hit it all the way to the fence down in the bullpen area. But it's a long strike. Way up and in, almost hit him. He wound up off balance, getting out of the way, fell down. Boyd wound up flat on his back trying to get out of the way of that one. Hit foul back to the screen. Hit up the middle. In the center field for a base hit. They waved the runner home. He held up. Lewis waved him in, and he could have scored. The center fielder bobbled the ball. One run scores, first and third for the moment. Expecting Boyd to steal second base. And there he goes. So second, third, again with nobody out, but this time with the run in, they've tied it up. Dylan Nordyke, the catcher, the hitter. High and tight, 2-0. High for ball 3. Nordyke will take a good look at this one. It's ball 4. I was wondering what was going on. So the bases are loaded for Colin Newhall. And we're going to trip out to the mound for Minuteman. They're putting in a pinch runner at first base for Nordyke, and he's not on any of the numbers they gave me that I can find. He's number 3, and they don't have a number 3. Hit in a right field for a base hit. They hold the runner at third. Newhall slaps it into right field. The bases are still loaded. Roman Valdez can help himself, pitcher against pitcher. Still nobody out. High and tight for a ball. Back-to-back walks, a hit, another walk, and a hit. Tigers got their first lead of the day. Solid shot to left center field. Left fielder didn't make the play, went over to try and get it. It winds up a double for Valdez. Two RBI for the pitcher. Four runs in for the Tigers. Still nobody out. And that'll do it for Alfanos. And we'll have to wait and see what they do and who does what. Eddie Lewis bounced out second to first. Kyle Algier, the shortstop, is now the pitcher. In for a strike. Second and third, nobody out. 4 runs in for the Tigers. Counted in for a ball. Center fielder Ollie is now the shortstop. Left fielder goes to center field. The pitcher goes to left field. Down and away for a ball. The Minuteman fans were alive after the first game, and they were alive momentarily when it was 1-0 here. Now they become very quiet, and all you can hear is the Tech dugout and the Tech fans. Lewis draws a walk. 4 walks in the inning. 2 of them have scored. Three of them have scored. Coley Buckland flied to left field. Minuteman will bring the infield in. Popped up. Long run for the third baseman. It's going to wind up in the seats. Buckland is the center fielder. Hit foul back. 0-2 the count. A big double by the pitcher Valdez, knocking in 2. Up and away for a ball. Foul tip held on to by the catcher for strike 3. Good job by Campbell. So that's the first out of the inning. Dylan DiFilippo struck out swinging his first trip. They move second and short back at double play depth. First and third are still squeezed in for a play at the plate. Hit foul to the screen. Low for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Lined in the center field for a base hit. Again, they hold the runner at third. Bases are still loaded with 1 out for McCafferty, who started this inning with a walk and scored the first run. First 5 hitters in this inning have scored. Tap to first. They throw it away at home. He didn't bother to get the out at first. He tried to get the force of the plate, and he threw it away. The run scores. So the first 6 hitters have scored in this inning. and the bases are still loaded with one out. Mario Giordano drew a walk and scored. Hit foul back to the screen. Techs get some timely hits, but they've been helped out with walks. Way up. Three of the first four hitters that scored in this inning were on base with walks. The other walk is at third base. Chop foul. High for a ball. McCaffrey at first base is going to lead halfway to second base. First baseman is playing in. Ducking away from Giordano. Another Tech player bites the dust. Wound up sitting in the batter's box. The pitch is over his head. And the count goes full. He said he swung. Giordano thought he held up. That's strike three. Should have been ball four. He would have walked for the second time in the inning. Chris Boyd got a base hit, knocked in a run, scored a run in this inning. He's the 12th hitter in the inning. In for a strike. Hit to short. I don't know why he went to first. He had to play easy and force at second. But he is an outfielder playing short. So Boyd gets thrown out at first base. We're finally get through the second inning. Tech sends 12 to the plate. Half of them score. And at the end of two, Tech leads Minuteman 6-1. Kyle Algier started as the shortstop. He's now the pitcher coming in relief. That one bounces to home plate. So Valdez now has a 5-run cushion to work with. He gave up a run in the second, walking 3. And he starts off with 2-0. Missing for ball 3. So now with a 5-run cushion, all you want to do is just throw strikes. Let your defense make some plays. In for a strike. Fourth walk given up by Valdez, and we're only in the third inning. Sam Ravella hit it right on the nose and lined it to the center fielder, Buckland, who got a great jump on the ball and made a nice defensive play in the inning, and that came with a runner at third base. No chance. The runner at first got too big a jump. So everybody running. This doesn't waste any time. High for a ball, 2-0. Three and 0. Goes to the backstop for ball 4. The runner goes to third. So first and third with nobody out as he walks the first two batters. 5 walks. And we're only in the top of the third inning. Eddie Lewis talked to the troops. Let's see if that works. Lincoln Clark bounce to the first baseman, leading off the second inning. First and third now for Minuteman with nobody out. 2 walks and a wild pitch. Missing for a ball. In for a strike. Runner steals second base. Second and third with nobody out. That pitch was way outside, but he tried to bunt it and missed it. So instead of 2-1, it's 1-2. Missing down the way. He was accounted 2. They shorten up at first and third. Slices it foul off to the left side. Clark was the left field. He moved to center field when they changed pitches. The 2-2 pitch. Way wide for ball 3. Nordyke had to go way to his left to get that one and stop it from going to the backstop. Chopped. They'll make the play. The run will score. Well, the second run comes in. Ravella moves over to third. Soupy Campbell, the catcher, walked and scored. Takes the pitch for a strike as he squared the bunt. Tries to bunt, fouls it to the screen. McCaffrey was right down his throat, charging in from third. Way wide, Nordyke again getting a workout. Chasing that one way to his left. Up and away again. 2-2 the count. Valdez has thrown a lot of pitches through 3 innings. And there's only 1 out in the 3rd inning. Hit in the air to left field. It's shallow. They make the play. Safe. If they let the throw go through, he might be out. Looked like they had a play to throw him out. McCafferty cut the throw, and the extra second gave Ravello the chance to score. So 2 outs, 2 in. Nolan Griffin was a strikeout, his 1 trip. Way up and in for a ball. So the walks hurt. 2 walks started the inning, both walks score. The walk started the inning in the second, that walk scored. Down and in. Valdez just doesn't look like he wants to be there. Almost looks like, why do I have to pitch? Hit the second base. Eddie Lewis. Over to DiFilippo. They get out of the 3rd inning, but 2 walks started the inning, both walks scored. Minuteman gets a little closer. They were trailing 6-1. They get 2 runs without a hit. Five walks, and 3 of them have scored. We told you the first game, Tech lost. 6 walks, 3 of them scored. So Tech has been very generous host, putting people on base. Ryan Hodges, the DH, is now playing left field. Bottom 3 in the order for Tech as we start at the bottom of the 3rd. Dylan Nordyke, Colin Newhall, Roman Valdez. Tech got 6 big runs in the second inning with 4 hits. 3 walks. 4 walks, and 3 of them scored. So the first game, Tech was very gracious guests. This game, Minuteman is very gracious visitors. Kyle Algier will start an inning for the first time. He came in a relief. Dylan Nordyke got one of those 4 walks in the second inning and scored one of the 6 runs. I think that was a swing. In on the hands, he spun around for strike one. Low for a ball. In for a strike. No, I didn't think so. 1-2. Down and in for a ball. Swing and a miss. One up, one down in the third. Colin Newhall got a base hit, slapped into right field. And he scored a run. The lights come on here at Frazier Field. That one bounces to the backstop. Duvall draws a walk. Fifth walk given up by Minuteman pitching. Romo Valdez got a big double, knocking in two. And then he scored a run. So he was half the offense in the second inning. In for a strike. High for a ball. This is a rare doubleheader here at Frazier Field. 2 5-inning games. They didn't play 7. Minuteman won the first one 6-5. Excuse me, he won 5-2. I'm sorry, 5-2. I was thinking of last night's game. Minuteman won 5-2. Tech with a big 6-run second inning, trying to get a split and stay alive to try and make the state tournament. Swing and a miss. And knock Minuteman out of the state tournament. They won the first game to go 8-8. They need this one to go over 500. I'm surprised Newhall hasn't tried to steal second base. Everybody's been running. He faked it that time. Didn't go. He goes now. And he didn't have to slide because it was ball 4. So after a strikeout, back-to-back walks. Put runners at first and second for the Tigers. Brings up Eddie Lewis. Grounded a short and drew a walk. Almost everybody for Tech has walked. 6 walks in the ballgame. And we're only in the 3rd inning. Hit foul. Up in the seats. That one over the head, goes to the backstop. Second and third with 1 out for the Tigers. They'd like to get back those 2 runs that Minuteman got in the top of this inning. Way inside for a ball. High for a ball. Chase, that pitch was over his head. That was ball 4. Algier got help on that pitch. So the count goes full. And it's ball 4. So after a strikeout, 3 consecutive walks have loaded the bases for Coley Buckland, the left fielder who has flied to left and struck out swinging. Minuteman brings the infield in. Down and away for a ball. That curveball drops in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Line to the left center field for a base hit. In the gap. All the way down to the fence. Everybody's going to score. Looking for a triple. He's out at third base. He knocks in 3. Jack Descolque is going to be the new pitcher. Algie will go back to shortstop. Ole will go back to center field. Clark will go back to left field. And Tech has now did 1 better. Minuteman got 2 in the top of the inning. Tech does them 1 better, getting 3 with only 1 hit. 3 consecutive walks, and they scored. 7 walks given up by Minuteman pitching. 6 of them have scored. And again, you wonder why coaches get gray hair. Jack Descolque will be the new pitcher. So Tech had a difficult time in the first game, getting only 2, both of them coming on wild pitches. But they got a few here, helped out greatly by the pitching of Minuteman with 7 walks. Tech only has 5 hits, but they've got a couple of big ones. A 2 RBI double by the pitcher Valdez and a 3 RBI double by Buckland. He was thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple. Dylan DiFilippo will be the first hitter that Descolque will face. He has struck out and singled in a run in that big 6-run second inning. In for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that'll do it for the inning. So we get through the 3rd inning. Tech gets 3 runs on the board with only 1 base hit, but the 1 base hit came after 3 consecutive walks with the bases loaded and cleared the bases. And at the end of 3, it's 9-3 Tech over Minuteman. So I thought Hodges went just for a short stay. He went in to play left field. He was the DH. I thought he would still stay the DH, hitting for what would have been the pitcher, but Descolque was going to hit. He'll be the new DH. He'll lead off the 4th inning. In for a strike. So he throws right, bats left. 8-9-1 for Minuteman. Wide for a ball. Up and away for a ball. Down and in for a ball. Slices it foul, out of play. Count goes full, 3-2. In for strike 3, comes back and gets him. 3rd strikeout for Valdez. Anthony Serrano got a base hit his first time up. Jesus, that pitch was way up and in. He got the base hit to left field. The left fielder, they held everybody up on the base pass. The left fielder threw the ball to first base, threw it out of play. And the run scored. That was the first run for Minuteman. They get two more when they get two walks to start the inning. They get two in the third inning without a base hit. Hit up the middle. They better hurry. Nice play by the shortstop. Giordano, good strong throw over to DiFilippo. They got him by a step, maybe less. 2 up, 2 down for the top of the order. Chuck Schreiber reached on an error and walked, so he's on base twice. Down and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Down and in for a ball. Hit foul. Almost made it into the press box. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit in the air. It bounces. Right fielder kept calling for it. The center fielder kept coming, and they let it bounce between them. Schreiber gets a double. Only the second hit. Newhall kept yelling for it. Buckland came over like, I'm going to take it away, and it wound up bouncing between them. Ollie Lorenz. I've been calling him last name Ollie, and I guess his first name is Ollie. Ollie Lorenz. The center field. He was the center field and went to short. Now he's back at center field. Pop foul back. So Valdez should have been out of the inning. That should have been a catch. Both outfielders were there. Either one of them could have made the play. They just let it bounce between them. Way inside for a ball. In for a strike, 1-2. through the wickets, in the dirt, right by everybody. The runner moves to third. And we got Deuces Wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit in the air to left field. Left fielder waving everybody off. He's the only one out there. He comes in. And Chris Boyd makes the play. So the double and a wild pitch left at third. Tech is 3 outs away from keeping their hopes alive for a tournament berth with a game coming up on Monday. And they're 3 outs away from eliminating Minuteman. Des Colque will start his second inning. It will be 4, 5, and 6. Will McCafferty, Mario Giordano, Chris Boyd, the 3 hitters. So things were looking up for Minutemen when they won the first game and got back to 8-8. This being their last game of the season. If they win, they're in the state tournament. They got on top in the second inning with a run on an outfield throwing error. Helped out by 3 walks. But then Tech came back and got 6 in the second inning. Helped out by 4 walks. 3 of them scored. They got 2 more walks in the fourth, and they both scored. Excuse me, 3 of them scored. So 7 walks, 6 of them have scored. The 3 walks came consecutively in the fourth, followed by a mammoth double by Coley Buckland, knocking in the 3 runs. He was out trying to stretch it to a triple, but he got the 3 runs home. Will McCafferty walked and scored, reached on an error. Hit in the air is going to go out of play. The error he reached on, he punched it to the third baseman with the bases loaded, and he tried to throw the runner out the plate, and he threw the ball away, and the run scored. So he doesn't get an RBI, but he reached on the error, so he's been on twice. High for a ball. Hit out of play. Strike 3 called. Fifth strikeout for Minuteman pitching. But unfortunately, they've walked 7. Mario Giordano drew a walk and scored in the 6-run inning. In the same inning, he struck out swinging. So he was up twice in the second inning. In for a strike. low for a ball. As Colquitt came in for the last out of the third inning, you got a strikeout, and you got a strikeout to start this fourth inning. Up and in for a ball. That's ball 4. 8th walk given up. Chris Boyd also batted. He was the last guy to bat twice in the second inning. Singled in a run, scored a run, and he ended the inning grounding out to short. He had a huge jump. Don't even bother throwing it. They're not holding the runners on at all at first base. His ground to the short was the strange. They had the runner out by Miles at second base on the easy force out, and they chose to throw the ball to first base. Hits it foul. Picked that one off his ear and pulled it well foul. Boyd's almost on top of the plate. 6 inches more, he'll be out of the batter's box. His foot is on the line. He faked the throw, trying to keep Giordano's close. Swing and a miss. So all the outs by this Colquitt have been strikeouts. Dylan Nordyke drew a walk, scored a run in that 6-run second inning. He struck out swinging in the third. In for a strike. That one bounces to the backstop. Giordano will move over to third. This doubleheader of 2 5-inning games, so we're in the bottom of the fourth. First 5-inning game, Minuteman won it 5-2. Hit to right field, over by the line. Bounces in for a base hit. Nordyke goes the other way and just snuck it inside the foul line. So Tech gets into double digits as they lead at 10-3. Colin Newhall is perfect. Single in a run and scored, walked and scored. So he's 1 for 1, scoring twice, knocking in a run, and there goes the runner easily stealing second base. And I don't know who the runner is because I don't know who number 3 is. They gave me 14 players, and he was not one of them. Takes off for third. The ball's hit up in the air, up in the seats. It was senior night here. They had festivities before the game. Colby Buckland, Josh Kelly, Rashad Newhall, Vinnie Marino, Tyler Maynard, Colin Donovan, all were escorted out. Parents were here. They were given flowers. They had an escort by the rest of the team. The runner takes off for third, swing on and missed. He's in with a stolen base. And everybody's been running. Newhall chased that pitch. It was way over his head. 1-2 the count to the Tech right fielder. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pop foul back and out of play. Reached for that one. High for ball 3. Swing and a miss. So he strikes out the side, but he gives up a run on the walk, stolen base, a wild pitch, and then the base hit by Nordyke. So Tech 3 outs away from staying alive in their tournament berth. Minuteman 3 outs away from being eliminated. 10-3 Tech going into the 5th inning. Kyle Algier, who's now the pitcher, has struck out, walked, and scored. Walks have been the difference. Minuteman has 3 runs. All 3 runs were walks that scored. Minuteman has given 8 walks to Tech. 7 of them have scored. So 10 runs between the 2 teams have scored with people who have walked. And again, you wonder why coaches get gray hair? So that pitch was way inside. He backed away and hit a solid shot and got way foul, way out of play. Wide for a ball. Evens the count at 2. Nordyke has been busy behind the plate. He's getting a workout. Hit in the air. Left fielder over by the line into foul territory. Boyd makes the play for the first out. Sam Ravella lined a shot in the center field that Buckland made a nice play on. That was with a runner at third base in the top of the first inning. That was a 3rd out. Last time up, he walked and scored a run. Buckland finally made the catch. That's a play for the left fielder, no question. Buckland just Buckland tried to go over and take one away from the right fielder, and it cost him a double. It almost cost him a play there because he picked it off the turf. The left fielder had an easy play, and Buckland just kept coming and called him off and took it away. So Minuteman's down to their last out. Lincoln Clark bounced to first, bounced to the pitcher, and he fouls it back out of play. Line to right field, coming on. Newhall makes the play. So Tech is alive. They get to play another game. They split this one. They knocked Minuteman out of the tournament. They lost 5-2. They win this one 10-3. Minuteman got a lead in the second inning. A walk, a wild pitch, and outfield error scored the run to make it 1. Tech got 4 walks in the second inning. 3 of them scored. An RBI single by DiFilippo, an RBI single by Boyd, an RBI single by Newhall, a 2 RBI double by Valdez, and an infield error gave him 6 runs. Minuteman got 2 back in the third. 2 walks started the inning. Two stolen bases, a wild pitch, a bounce back to the pitcher, scored 1, a sacrifice fly, scored the other one, made it 6-3. Tech got 3 in the third inning with 1 base hit, 3 consecutive walks, and a 3 RBI double by Buckland got them the 3 runs to make it 9-3. They got another run in the fourth, another walk, a stolen base, a wild pitch, and a hit inside the right field line by Nordyke. Got the run home to make it 10, and that was the final score, 10-3. For Tech, Lewis had 2 walks, scored a run. Buckland had the double knocking in 3. DiFilippo had an RBI single. McCafferty drew a walk and scored a run. Mario Giordano had 2 walks, scored twice. Chris Boyd had an RBI single, scored a run. Nordyke walked, singled, scored 1, knocked in 1. Colin Newhall had a single, a walk, knocked in 1, scored 2. Roman Valdez, the pitcher, had a double, a walk, scored 2, knocked in 2. Valdez gave up 2 hits. He walked 5, struck out 3, gets the win on the mound, but Minuteman pitching gave up 8 walks, 7 of them scored. Lynn Tech gave up 5 walks, 3 of them scored. So 10 runs in the ballgame were scored on walks. But Tech comes out on top. They win it 10-3. They stay alive. They go back to 500. They dropped under with the loss in the first game. They get back. They'll be 9-9. Minuteman gets eliminated as they go to 8-9. Tech will have 1 more game on Monday as they try to stay alive in their bid for the state tournament. So 10-3 Tech over Minuteman here at Frazier Field. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.